Hi guys, welcome back. It's good to virtually see you. Well, you can see me, I can't see you guys, but I'm hoping that I will get to see you guys in real life soon. I'm looking forward to reading your English work. And welcome back to English class. We've got some cool stuff planned for you, I hope. Um, we're going to take a little bit of a break. I know that right before the break, we were talking about doing our podcast, but I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to collaborate as a group kind of while we're doing this distance learning thing. So instead of that, we've got a little media studies unit for you. Probably the next 3 weeks will be spent on newspapers and other aspects of media. Today, we're going to learn about some terminology and do some writing. So let's get started. So the first thing, we're going to try and make this as close to class as possible. So if you don't have these things that are listed, make sure that you pause and go get them. You need all your English materials, your copybook, a pen or pencil or marker, a folder. So if you don't have a physical folder, you might just want someplace online, like on a Google Drive or a desktop folder. We're going to keep downloaded handouts. Oren, I know you already do that, so reach out to Oren if you're not sure how to set that up. Your independent reading book you should be able to bring every day, every time we have a class, because it's only once a week at this point, and that's going to be our day. Make sure you have your iPad charged. I am sitting in this position because I have to have my computer plugged in. So if that's you too, that's fine. Also too, you might want to have like your phone or some other tablet or something too, so that you can pull up Schoology while you're watching this on your iPad. I'm not sure if you guys have more than one tablet or more than one way of accessing stuff, but you can feel free to do that while we're doing this remote learning. And also your homework journal. Don't forget your homework journal. Okay. So everybody's got those things. I'm going to go super quick through these things, but your videos for English are going to be really short. So feel free to pause them at any time and go and get what you need, or rewind, look at things again. All the slides are also going to be on Schoology, so remember that there are resources to help you. The first thing we're going to do too, you're going to want to pause this video and go to Schoology and follow the directions to submit pictures of your copybook. There are 3 dates in December. I want you to go through, take pictures of what's in your copybook for those dates, just so we can remind ourselves of what we were doing before and see what we were taking notes on. Take some pictures of those, then come back. So pause now. Okay, you guys have all paused, right? You've all completed that first classwork, so you probably don't even need to write that down in your homework journals. But you do have, if you didn't get a chance to finish it and you're planning on doing it later, make sure that you do write it down. Or sometimes it's nice just to write something down so you can cross it off, right? You've already done something and you want to give yourself credit for that. I'm hoping that you guys will have some Edpuzzle questions to answer for this video. That's why that's up there under classwork. Hopefully you'll kind of have to unlock parts of this video if Edpuzzle works. So obviously that's going to be part of your classwork. You guys all did your warm-up already. You guys did a great job at that. You're also going to need to label a newspaper or a web page with at least 3 terms that you learned today. So that's going to be what you want to write down for classwork. And for homework, you're going to be generating a headline for any story that you witnessed. I put this week, but actually it could be any time in the past month. So anything that you witnessed over break, you're going to write a short headline for that. All right, so starting off nice and easy. Pause again, write down this learning intention. Can I list 3 or more terms to label parts of the newspaper? Right? You want to pause and write that down. Don't forget the date. Unfortunately, I don't have Diego here with me to tell me whether or not that date is correct. So I've checked it and double checked it. I've even got 2021, so I hope it's all correct. But write down the date, write down everything that's in that heading there. Thursday, January 14th, 2021, media intro. Can I list 3 or more terms to label the parts of the newspaper? Remember, success would look like using these terms when we're talking about a newspaper in class. You would be able to say headline or byline or placeline or any of the things that we're going to be talking about today. All right. So you've all paused so that you can write that down. So I'm going to keep going. So just take a minute, pause again. What do you think is going on in this picture? So the full article is there. If you go into the slides, you can click on the article and see that this is just a story from December. There's about a kind of natural snow globe that this photographer captured in Minnesota in the United States. So I thought that was kind of a cool little article to start on. Remember, news stories don't have to be huge, right? Sometimes they can be very small. Now I want you to pause again and go ahead and write down these terms into your copybook. All right, maybe some of you know some of these terms already, but some of them might be new. Go ahead and pause and write down heading, subheading, article, picture, caption, advertisement, byline, dateline, and placeline. Those are going to be part of the layout of the newspaper. Okay, so some of these you might know already. Do you see anything from our first little article? Some of you might have noticed that there was a headline there and a dateline, because these terms are going to be pretty easy to follow. I think like a headline is like, what's at the heading, right? And the dateline is just going to be, where is the date? All right, but you guys can figure out the rest of those terms now too. Now here is an article. I don't know, for some reason I use the Los Angeles Times a lot for this lesson. I think probably because I've used up my my free Irish Times articles for the month. So I don't know, I went to LA after that. Here's a basketball article. Just take a minute, see if there's anything that you think you can label already. We kind of talked about headlines and datelines, so maybe that's someplace. Yeah, headline is right at the top. The dateline is right underneath what's called the byline. So the byline is who it's by, right? So this is by Dan Woike, who wrote about this basketball trade that was happening. Then, of course, the picture is pretty obvious. And remember, a caption is just going to be what goes with the picture, right? So it kind of explains the picture. And then the article itself starts underneath all of that. So what's important to know is that the headline, the byline, the dateline, the picture, the caption, whether it's in print or online, that's often all ahead of the article. So that all previews the article. This one doesn't have an advertisement, a subheading, or a placeline. So I found a couple of examples for you of that in other places. So in the Echo, there's this article about a wall that was damaged. Above there, right between the newspaper and the name of the Echo, and then the article, there's an advertisement. And then this one has a subheading. So the heading was the counselors to seek answers, And then the subheading is like a mini headline, right, that goes underneath or gives more information. So Cork City Councilor Mick Finn has revealed blah, blah, blah. That's the subheading, right? And that's all before the article. If we click on that picture, then we'll see the full article. The place line isn't always given. As you've seen, there were just 2 articles that didn't have a place line. But this one, we're back to the Los Angeles Times. Place line just gives where something happened, right? So we've got the headline, California allows everyone 65 and older to get the COVID vaccine. We've got our picture, we've got our caption, we've got who wrote it. There are 2 people who wrote it. When it was reported, right? That was just yesterday on Wednesday. Then the place is going to be Sacramento. So that's where it's coming from. All right, so place line is just where specifically it's happening. There it is. Okay, so now it's your turn. That's short, right? I just went through all those terms for you. I want you to go and find your own newspaper. It could be a hard copy. You can, steal it from your dad as he's reading at lunch. Don't tell him I told you to do that. Or just go online and find any reputable newspaper, right? So any sort of newspaper, the Irish Times, the Echo, the Los Angeles Times, if you want to use my example. If you have any questions, you can always reach out and find out if a newspaper is good to use for this, and label at least 3 of those terms that we went over. You can feel free to label them all, right? To get kind of the exceeds expectations, you would probably have to label them all. But you only have to label 3. All right. I'm going to be in front of my computer all day, so I'll have my messages on Schoology up. You can message me about this at any time, work on this at any time, and I should get back to you within an hour. If you don't hear from me, you can always message me again, and go ahead and you can get started working on this. One thing though, do make sure that you do the homework too. This is going to be kind of a preview of what we'll go over next week. I want you to write a headline for one story you've witnessed since you were last in school, right? So I said this week, but it could be anything in the last month, all right? It doesn't have to be big or important. Remember the bubble, right? The snow globe, just anything that would be news to our class, all right? And the one thing I want you to know about headlines, you probably figured this out from looking at some of our examples already, but headlines need to be like spoilers, right? Newspapers give lots of spoilers ahead of time because people don't always read a whole article. It's like a mini story, so the headline should be like a mini story. I think the longest headline that I gave you guys as an example had 12 words, that basketball story. So I want you guys to have no more than 12 words for your headline, all right? But still make sure you're telling the entire story. Here's an example for you. I told you guys, I think I told you at the beginning that I would tell you a little bit about my break. So my daughter is 2 years old and really enjoyed the snow. So I wrote a headline for her: local 2-year-old freaks out over snow. It's not a perfect headline, but it's just something that I think I'm going to submit for homework for next week's class. So here we go. She's running up to my mom. All right, there you have it. Local 2-year-old freaks out over snow. I will be freaking out the next time I get to see you in person. I hope you're doing so well. Please message me about anything. If you want to share videos of your break, I will see if I can incorporate them into future lessons. It is great to just think that I'm talking to you, even though I can't see any of you sitting in your seats with your little masks on and your pens moving furiously across the page. But someday we'll be back together again. Until then, message me on Schoology if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.